Marshall. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Mayor, City Council, I'm Bob Marshall. I live in the Coles Magisterial District of Prince William County. I've been on the County Cities and Towns Committee for 24 years and the co-founder of NARAL, wrote a foreword to a book I wrote. Mr. Mayor, with abortionists, Manassas City is not dealing with ordinary businesses. Abortionists do not have Chamber of Commerce welcoming parties. No business wants an abortion chamber next to them. Why? Among other reasons, no other business routinely leaves half of the persons who enter their premises unable to leave. Because of the flawed Supreme Court decisions of 1973, ignoring the fact that state criminal abortion laws punish the abortion of a child as manslaughter, which of course is the killing of a human being, we are talking around this issue tonight. Even the Supreme Court pro-abortion justices in Harris v. McRae in 1980 stated that states could distinguish between abortions, quote, and other medical procedures because no other procedure involves the purposeful termination of a human life. Zoning ordinances may take into account the effect that a particular business has on a community or the area. If you do 5 or more abortions, you're called a hospital in Virginia. State abortion regulations of an ordinance cannot violate state law. If a business is a public nuisance or is occasioned by public disorder, it may be treated with a higher degree of scrutiny and regulation than other businesses. For example, the proposal here tonight would permit the establishment of a methadone clinic as a matter of right. What does that do to surrounding businesses or the safety of residents? Manassas has not seen picketing of bowling alleys, drugstores, or dentists, but they do see it at abortion clinics. Abortionists claim they are subject to harassment from some abortion opponents. Is that a public relations ploy, or does it describe what happens in a community where abortion clinics may be constructed by right? To suggest that such controversial businesses may be established by right is to ignore the established rights and legitimate concerns of communities. Manassas has broad authority to determine zoning classifications and whether certain uses will require a special use permit. In April 2006, an Albemarle Circuit Court judge granted declaratory relief to 6 local residents and landowners against the establishment of a Planned Parenthood clinic. The judge heard the evidence and argued that found in his findings that the current use of the property bears essentially no resemblance to the use of the property which was presented to the Planning Commission and the Board of Supervisors for their approval. They're not in harmony with the purpose and intent of the zoning ordinances and, quote, are of substantial detriment to adjacent property. That last finding opens the door to private action against Planned Parenthood. If you take the statements of abortion providers regarding claims about the possibly hazardous circumstance of their business, it would be reasonable for a city council to require a special use permit and, for example, to require that they provide their own 24-hour security, whether live or through surveillance cameras, or reimburse the city for extra costs for police. Under Manassas' police powers, an ordinance could require a special use permit on findings that proposed use would not adversely affect the public's health, safety, and welfare. The current draft is not as comprehensive as it needs to be. I would urge the council either to accept Mr. Avini's amendments or table that portion of the ordinances which deal with medical...
Delegate Marshall, could you conclude?
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Next, Atif Qarni.
Mayor Parrish, respected City Council members, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to speak here. My name is Atif Qarni. I actually live outside of the city limits in the Prince William part of Manassas. But having said that, I really love Manassas City. I have a lot of family members and friends that reside in Manassas City. My kids actually go to, their doctors are actually located in Manassas City as well. So thank you for, what you do for the city. Love coming here, love going to the restaurants in the city. Today I want to emphasize to you that a lot has been said about business and the business environment, and it's the perception of the business community that if you blatantly attack women's health clinics, like an attempt is being made by a certain council member on this council, that's not good for business. This is, I know the Planning Commission has spent a lot of time on this, zoning code, but this attempt to attack women's health clinics, to suppress women's rights, this is not something that the council wants to be a part of. We want to create an opening and welcoming culture for the city, So that is something that the council has to really take into account before they make their final decision on the zoning regulations. So that's what I wanted to emphasize today with the council. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak.
Yes, sir.